So in the first few minutes of the movie, Snake Eyes' father is killed by a guy named Augustine. This leads Snake Eyes to grow up to be an underground fighter until he's recruited by a guy named Kenta that is the leader of the Yakuza. He makes a deal with Snake Eyes where he would find the man that killed his father as long as Snake Eyes works for him. While working for Kenta, Snake Eyes meets another member of the Yakuza, but it's later found out that he's actually an undercover spy for the Arashikage clan named Tommy, and he's also Kenta's cousin. Because of this, Kenta tells Snake Eyes to kill Tommy, but he doesn't do it, and the two of them escape to Japan, where we find out that Tommy was the heir to the Arashikage clan, and so was Kenta. But Kenta tried to kill Tommy to secure his place as the next leader, but failed and was banished from Japan as punishment, which is the reason Kenta hates the clan and wants to destroy it. We later find out that Kenta's big evil plan to destroy the clan was to send an imposter into it in order to get close to and steal this movie's MacGuffin, the Jewel of the Sun. The Jewel of the Sun has the power to literally spontaneously burn people and objects out of existence, and it was given to humans by the Sun Goddess long time ago, and the Arashikage clan swore an oath to protect it but never use its power. A bit later, we find out that Snake Eyes was actually still working for Kenta, and his mission is to act as a double agent and steal the jewel in exchange for Augustine, who Kenta now has. The next day, Snake Eyes is told by the current clan leader, Sen, that there are 3 challenges he has to complete in order to actually become a member of the clan, and the first one is that day. Snake Eyes manages to pass the challenge, and after that we find out that Kenta somehow managed to sneak his way back into Japan and is now smuggling weapons into the country. Tommy, with the help of Akiko, the clan's chief of security, and Snake Eyes try to put an end to Kenta's plans before he does anything too serious, but they fail. Snake Eyes and gang later find out that Kenta is working with a woman codenamed the Baroness, who's a high-ranking member of Cobra and a terrorist that's killed hundreds of people. After finding out that Kenta is in cahoots with Cobra, Tommy enlists the help of Scarlet, who's a member of G.I. Joe, although we only actually see her in the movie again near the end. After that, Snake Eyes goes to meet Kenta again and threatens to end their deal because Kenta is working with a known terrorist. But Snake Eyes is convinced to not end their deal when Baroness shows him a video of Augustine, who they finally captured. She tells Snake Eyes that she'll only hand him over if he can get the Jewel of the Sun within the next 3 days. The next day, Snake Eyes successfully completes the second challenge, and later that day he tries to sneak into the Jewel safe house, but almost gets caught by Akiko. Cut to the next day, and it's finally time for Snake Eyes to complete his third challenge. The challenge is to go into this pit that's home to 3 giant snakes, but there's something special about them. These snakes only kill those who are not pure of heart, so they end up trying to kill Snake Eyes, but Akiko swoops in at the last second and saves his life. Because she interfered with the challenge when she wasn't supposed to, Sen is about to punish Akiko for saving Snake Eyes and Tommy for bringing him there in the first place. But before Sen could do anything, Snake Eyes tells her that it was his fault because he wasn't pure of heart because he wanted vengeance for his father's death. Because of his explanation, Sen banishes Snake Eyes, but before Snake Eyes leaves, he manages to sneak into the Jewel safe house undetected and steals the jewel. Tommy and Akiko are not very happy about this new development, and they chase after Snake Eyes to retrieve the stone and kill him. Snake Eyes finally comes face to face with Augustine, but before he gets to kill him, we find out that Augustine was actually a member of Cobra, and when he killed his father, he was just taking orders. Because of this, Snake Eyes decides to go after Kenta, who's currently headed to the clan, in order to end it. While chasing after Kenta, Tommy and Akiko finally catch up with him, and they fight for a bit before Snake Eyes lets them know about the situation, and they decide to put their differences aside until they stop Kenta. So Kenta finally makes it to the clan and is on his way to kill Sen. This is also when Scarlet finally decides to come around again. Long story short, Kenta ends up betraying the Baroness and she teams up with the good guys to defeat him. But soon after, Snake Eyes manages to lead Kenta into the pit of snakes, but this time they don't attack him and instead only kill Kenta. After the fight, we cut to a bit later and find out Tommy is no longer the heir to the clan because he broke the sacred oath to never use the jewel's power. Obviously, this makes Tommy mad and he says this is all Snake Eyes' fault and threatens to kill him next time they meet. The next day, Snake Eyes vows to find Tommy and make amends as he rides off into the inevitable sequel, finally donning the iconic Snake Eyes armor. And just before the credits, we see Baroness approach Tommy and convince him into joining Cobra as Storm Shadow. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was actually a bit excited, but in a cautious way, and you can't really blame me for doing so. While watching the trailer, I developed my own version of what the story could be in my mind. I envisioned a dark, gritty, and realistic take on the backstory of a character whose biggest appeal was his mysteriousness. I envisioned epic set pieces with an immersive plot to boot, but again, I was cautious because I know how these attempts at resurrecting dead franchises tend to pan out, and in the end, I was disappointed, as I think most people were. Rather than even getting at least to turn off your brain and enjoy the ride type action movie, we got a paint by numbers forgettable action flick that leaves much to be desired. It really seems as if there wasn't a single person involved in this movie's creation that had any passion, and that led to Snake Eyes being a 2-hour-long train wreck that I couldn't bring myself to look away from. But other than that, I give it a 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Stay with me,